It is a historic day for Indigenous people in Canada as Pope Francis delivered an apology on their land for the Church's role in residential schools. The Pontiff delivered the apology in the community of Musqueam, Alberta. He visited the Ermiskin Cree Nation Cemetery before his speech, where he spent a moment in silence and prayer. The Pope addressed thousands of residential school survivors and their families. He begged their forgiveness for what he described as projects of culture destruction and forced assimilation.
Today, I am here in this land that, along with its ancient memories, preserves the scars of still open wounds. I am here because the first step of my penitential pilgrimage among you is that of again asking forgiveness, of telling you once more that I am deeply sorry. Sorry.
School survivors in the crowd called it an emotional experience.
My mother, my late mother, my grandmother who also went, all of my siblings who went to residential school, and you know, a lot of families. There was a residential school in our community that was open for 100 years. So, you know, there's many generations of my family were there.
I did suffer some sexual and physical abuse, but there's some that suffered worse. The ones that suffered the worst are probably not here today. They just couldn't be here.
Indigenous culture that the residential school system attempted to stamp out was on full display ahead of that papal apology. A ceremony was held to mark the entry of former and current chiefs, Indigenous leaders from within Treaty 6 territory and other First Nations came to Musqueam to hear the Pontiff speak.
A memorial banner was carried into the park where the Pope spoke. It included the names of more than 4,000 children from the National Student Memorial Register. They died at or never returned home from residential schools across Canada.
Following his speech, Pope Francis was gifted a headdress during a performance of the Cree honor song. Francis also called for formal investigations to be conducted into what occurred in these residential schools, saying the apology only symbolizes the first step in the reconciliation process. An open-air mass will take place at Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton tomorrow morning.
So the City of Edmonton has a sacred fire and a sacred space and various safe spaces, including at MacEwan University. So if you're not able to secure a ticket at Commonwealth or Clark Stadium, that doesn't mean you're not a part of it. We'll do everything we can to make sure that people are a part of it.
Millions of dollars have been spent on road repairs, updating that stadium and policing in the city. Tuesday's Mass is sold out, but there will be live streams at numerous locations and in 12 Indigenous languages. The Pope will also be heading to Lac Saint Anne tomorrow, where many Indigenous people typically make a pilgrimage around this time of year.